Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how do celebrities have time to write a book? Here's your chance to write a book like a celebrity does, with writing that's crisp and clear while still also managing everything else that's happening in your day. By the end of this video, you will learn how celebrities often work with ghostwriters, why the ghostwriting process is great for anyone who doesn't have a lot of time, and the trick to know if a celebrity worked with a ghostwriter. And stay tuned till the end of my video for a free opportunity. Let's dive in. You go to the bookstore, you look around and you see a celebrity book, a new book that's on the shelf, and you pick it up and you say, how did this person have the time to write a book? They probably didn't. They probably don't have the time to write a book. They're probably too busy. They probably have so many things going on in their life, and they actually worked with a ghostwriter to bring the book forward. It's a trick that not a lot of people recognize and know about, but it's definitely happening. It's definitely prevalent for celebrities and non-celebrities alike. Lots of celebrities use ghostwriters to help them write their books. From Phil Knight to Richard Branson, Donald Trump, Barack Obama. Even Moses used a ghostwriter. It's prevalent, it's happening all the time. Ghostwriting is great for authors who don't have a lot of free time in their day. It's really difficult to find the time to write, and that time element's a huge problem for people who are writing. You could be spending hour after hour bringing chapters together and making changes to the book and finding the time to write. But if you're running a company or have other responsibilities in your day, you might not actually have that time. A lot of the clients I work with run companies and run businesses, and it's really interesting to see them fitting me into their day as a ghostwriter. They might schedule meetings all throughout their day and have a meeting here and a meeting here and a meeting there. And here's their ghostwriter meeting. And they meet with me for an hour and we talk through the book, we talk through chapters, we talk through opportunities, we talk about how their business is going, because a lot of times the book is business related. And it's a fascinating thing to see them bring their book forward, knowing that their life is so busy. Their life is too busy to write a book at this point. And that's why they work with a ghostwriter. A ghostwriter is somebody who can help them or help you bring that book forward when they don't have the free time to be able to devote to the project. The ghostwriting process involves the author sharing their stories with the ghostwriter. I think a lot of times there's this misconception that the ghostwriter is just off writing on their own, that they have no interaction. And there are certainly some celebrity memoirs that do follow that model. I've heard stories of people who met with their ghostwriter, met with their author for a day, for 10 to 12 hours, and just talk through stuff. And then the ghostwriter went and wrote the book, and they had no interaction with the client again. They just wrote the book, and that was that. That's a horrible process and a horrible experience. Thankfully, I haven't had that experience. I haven't had a book that went that way. Typically, how they work is I will meet weekly with the clients I work with, and we talk through various points in the book, various chapters. After we work on the first initial, hook, outline, and audience steps, we will then go chapter by chapter. And each meeting might involve a different chapter. This meeting will involve chapter 1, next meeting will involve chapter 2, and so on and so on. And through that process, it really follows a system of cadence and synchronicity. A cadence of weekly meetings and the synchronicity of having new material coming every week. I make sure that deliveries and meeting times are happening on consistent days. So maybe we meet on Tuesdays and I deliver new material the following Thursday from that chapter. And that way there's always this new gear happening. There's always progress happening. With a consistent schedule of meetings and deliveries, the momentum builds. So you have a meeting about chapter 1, the next week chapter 1's delivered. And then you have another meeting and you can talk about that. How did you like the material? Did you think it worked out? Is the voicing accurate? Does it sound like you? Is there any changes you'd like to make? And then you go into the next chapter. And the meetings typically will follow a little bit ahead of the writing. So you want to always be a little bit ahead, chapter ahead, 2 chapters ahead of the writing that's being delivered now. So you can always stay on track. And that way, if you have to cancel a meeting, as does happen sometimes with busy people, they get too busy and they have to cancel a meeting, I still have material as the ghostwriter to work with. I can keep writing and keep working even if we're not meeting on that specific week. I think a big misnomer about ghostwriting too is that it's only for celebrities. It's not only for celebrities. Most of the people I've worked with aren't celebrities. Some of them aren't even close to being celebrities, and that's exciting to me. It's exciting for me to be able to help people tell their stories and bring their stories forward. They don't have to be celebrities to have great stories to tell, and I often think that with people who aren't celebrities, there's so much heart and there's so much connection to the story that they want to tell. They have something inside of them that they need to get out, and that's such a valuable thing for me, to be able to see them and help them, walk with them to tell their story. This isn't about fame, it's not about fortune, it's about getting their stories told. And it's such a valuable experience knowing that without working with a ghostwriter, without working with me, that book might not get written. It might not get published. That story might stay dormant inside of them. And to be able to unlock that and help them share that with the world is such a powerful thing. With this meeting process with a ghostwriter and an author, it's important to come prepared and it's important to come ready. There's so many times where I meet with a client and they're preoccupied, they're busy. Maybe they're exchanging text messages and emails with somebody. Maybe they're distracted. Maybe there's too many things going on. It's really good to be able to focus in on the moment and be present and stay on track, because those meeting times are so crucial. The important thing with any book, celebrity or non-celebrity, is taking the time to do it right. You know, this isn't a rush. This isn't just sprinting it out and publishing it. It's taking the time to do it right, and it's working with valuable, talented people who can help bring the story out in the best way possible. If you want to learn more about book ghostwriting, head to my website, goodghostwriter.com. You can click the link below. On my website, you can subscribe to my free emails in which you can get tips and insights into the ghostwriting and book writing process. You also have the opportunity to book a one-on-one strategy call with me. It's completely free, gives you the opportunity to talk to me about your story, and I can offer some guidance and tips on how to make this happen, how to make your book happen, and how to bring your book forward to the world. If you're interested in watching videos on similar topics like this one, feel free to like and subscribe this channel. Remember, good ghostwriting makes great books. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.